Hello everyone, my name is Wendy Stover and I am one of our elementary learning coaches for technology. The purpose of today's video is to discuss Google Assignments in Canvas. In our video today, we're going to do three things. First, we'll start in the teacher view with creating an assignment. Next, we'll go to the student view and discuss how a student navigates their Google assignment. And lastly, we'll return to the teacher view and discuss how to look at your students' work in real time as they are working, and end with using SpeedGrader to provide feedback and to also score their students' work. So let's go and head into teacher view. With Canvas, you can easily take any Google Doc, Google Slide, Google Draw, and place it into a Canvas assignment and have that file create a copy for each of your students to use. So let's take a look at how we can go about doing that. So here we are in our Canvas course. We're going to add this assignment to a module, so we navigate over to our modules. From here, we're selecting that this is indeed an assignment. We'll go ahead and give our assignment a name, and the assignment that I'm going to put in is something for upcoming Black History Month. And then we'll click Add Item. From here, it is an active link, but it is unpublished. I want to continue to edit and finish adding the assignment. I click on the active link, which brings me to this window. You can see that if I wanted to add a rubric, I could have the option here on this window to add a rubric. To finish setting up the assignment, I go ahead and click the Edit button. From here, I have the rich content editor where I can type directions to students. I can use the record feature and make a video or an audio recording that has directions for students. I can add in any other materials that students might need to view or anything like a video that I would want to provide for students that they would just need to view. And that is all done in the Rich Content Editor. I can also decide if this is going to be set up by points or percentage or complete or incomplete, how I want to score this. So I'm going to say that this is going to be worth 25 points. And then if I want to, I can even select which assignment group that I would like this to be part of it. Here we go to our most important part with our Google Assignments. We come down to Submission Type. It's an external tool, and from here I need to click Find. I scroll through the list of external tools and I click on Google Assignment. This is the part where Google Assignment is going to connect and tell Canvas the file that you're going to utilize for students. Now we can see our pop-up window. And on our pop-up window to create the Google Assignment, I can toggle this if I want to check for plagiarism, and here's where I'm going to attach my file. It'll head to my recents or to my drive, or I can upload something or get something from a shared drive. And here's my document that I want, so I'm going to click Add. You'll see that each student's going to get a copy. If you made a mistake, you can X off of it, go back and attach something else. Maybe there's multiple documents that you want students to have access to. So I'm going to head into my drive and I'm going to this time I'm going to use the search feature. And I'm going to include a slide deck. And this will also give each student a copy of the slide deck. So they're getting a copy of the slide deck, they're getting a copy of the actual assignment for the 7 Black Pioneers. Now, another option that I could have done, instead of adding this slide deck here, where they each get a copy, it's just really for reference, and so I could add it to the Rich Content Editor. I want to go ahead and make my points here equal to what I said my Canvas assignment was going to be equal to. And I'm going to ignore adding a rubric here, and I'm not going to put a due date. And then I'll just click Create. Now this is the part where I said previously that you want to make sure that everything is the correct way. Because once we click Create, this is where Canvas communicates with Google Assignments, and we won't want to be able to go back and do any editing on this particular part of the assignment. If for some reason after you click the button that says Create, once you get to that point, then unfortunately you would have to delete the assignment and create another assignment. It doesn't work to go back and edit it because once I hit select, now it's tying in the URL here. I have it set to load this into a new tab, and then I can go ahead and figure out who is this assignment for. I'm going to keep that it's for everyone. I'm not going to have a due date here, but I could have a due date. I could say when students have the ability to view this and when they stop having access to it. From that point, I just go ahead and click Save and Publish. And now it's ready for students to have access to this. And this is what we see on our side. We have our total number of points, which at this point I could still edit. We've got our two files, which at this point I cannot edit. And we also see who has submitted or who has returned once our students have opened and attached the assignment. So let's take a look and see what that looks like on the student side. What does the Google assignment look like from the student side? As a teacher, it's often difficult to look at the student view in a Google assignment because the Google assignments are linked to each individual's drive. So here is a behind the scenes look at the student view so you can better guide your students as they navigate Google assignments. This is a student's Canvas account, and this student is a part of the Canvas course with the assignment that we just created in an earlier segment. The students will click the active link for the published assignment. Remember, we set it to load in a new window, so they'll need to click on this rectangle. And that's going to open the Google Doc where they're going to explore the 7 Black pioneers in computer sciences. Now that it has loaded, you can see exactly what we set up over on the teacher's side. This assignment has 2 files, the slide deck as well as the doc that students are actually going to complete. So students will want to click on this link, and it's going to open this assignment for students. Students can simply click, type into the text box, and respond with their answer after they have done the first part where they're learning about the computer scientists. When students are finished, they're going to need to go back to the previous window where they are going to click Submit. Once they click Submit, notice that both of the files are being submitted to the teacher. The message on here, if students are going to do a writing, the students have the ability to run an originality report so they can check the plagiarism for themselves prior to handing it in. Now, if a student realizes that they didn't complete something, they also have the ability here to click Unsubmit. By clicking Unsubmit, they now become the owners of the doc again, and they're able to go in and to make any changes that they would need to make. Students also have the ability, if there's a file that they created, maybe you gave the students an assignment where it forced them to make a copy of a doc. They could simply go in and they could add something from their drive and attach it that way. Maybe you're asking students to create some kind of note-taking, and students could create a new doc, a new spreadsheet, or a new slide. So this is what it looks like from the student window. And then again, they want to go ahead and submit. Once students submit, the teacher becomes the owner of the doc. The teacher can now go ahead into their files and to give it a grade. And then once it's been graded on the teacher side, it returned to the students. So that's a little bit of a behind the scenes about how it looks for students. When you look at this student view of a student's assignment, you're noticing a different blue button. This blue button says Open to Attach and Submit. Here's the difference between the previous example and this example. When you set up an assignment, if you click Load in New Tab, if you want the assignment to load into a new tab, you will not see this window. You will simply see in the previous example where the student just had to click on the file. This is the window that you see if you don't specify that the assignment is going to load into a new tab. So the students would simply click Open to Attach and Submit. And then from here, they're going to click that link to open it. So it really might save your students if you just click to load it into a new tab, and then that way they simply have to click the rectangle to load the assignment in the next tab, and then they click the link to open up their file. Here's a great example of some time when a student would want to add a file that they have created to go along with this assignment. So this assignment is giving them many different options of things that they can do. And so this would be an instance where when students are turning in the assignment, they would come back over here and they would either add a file from their drive or go ahead and create something new. So those are some different options and things to look out for when students are working in their Google assignment. In our next part, we're going to talk about the teacher view and how you can monitor students' work in real time, and then the grading and providing feedback to your students. So here we are looking at the teacher side. You can see under Google Assignments we have the 2 assignments that we created, the 7 Black Pioneers in Computer Sciences and then the Black History Month Choice Board. When I click on the 7 Black Pioneers in Computer Sciences, we have it set to load into a new window, so I will also need to click to load it into this window. From here, I can go ahead and open up my students' work. I will be able to score students. Now this is a piece that was submitted, and so therefore I can go ahead and give the student a score. I could also give them some feedback. So I have that same ability to go over here and to provide them with a comment. Navigating to other students' work is as easy as using this drop-down menu to go by student by student. I can filter by status, first name, last name, and I also have this toggle that I can use to go between my students if I'm just going to look from one to the other. Now you'll notice over here that this student didn't submit their assignment, and therefore the I indicates that I cannot grade it because a student hasn't submitted it. Now, if you're ready to grade this, the student just forgot to submit it, you can still go back over here to your speed grader, and from speed grader you can come over here and grade and give him the points over here. From here, you'll notice that you can also go back and forth between the different files that a student has. So here is our file with our slide deck, and here's our file with the doc. We can also check to see if there's any instances of plagiarism by clicking that link underneath of it. One important note is to make sure that after you're finished grading, that you click the blue return button. Most times when you have batch grading that you're doing, you'll wait and you'll return multiple submissions at one time. Once you click that button to return it, it speaks to Canvas and the grade is then placed into the Canvas gradebook. So it will save you transferring those grades over there and it just takes care of it for you. But remember to return those papers to inform Canvas and to have those grades sync over with Canvas. Of course, if a student didn't submit it, then you won't be able to give it a grade in the Google Assignment window, but you will be able to go to the Canvas window and give it a grade there. Once a student has submitted a piece of work, you'll click this link, which is going to open, and from here you can go through each of your students' pieces. So this is that same window that we saw when we were looking at it in real time. So this is your Google Assignments grading window. It's also a place where you can go into Monitor. And this you have access to in SpeedGrader once you're ready to go in here and grade students' work. So you can see that you have different windows that open for your Google assignment, and then this window remains open, so you can have the ability to go back and forth to toggle for those students that may have forgotten to submit something. So this has been an overview of how to monitor your students' work while they are working, and also how to use the SpeedGrader to go in and to mark students. In your SpeedGrader, it's also a time that you can use the comment feature and provide some feedback to students there as well. You'll just want to develop a system so that your students know whether they are going to find the comments directly on their file or whether you're going to use the comment feature in SpeedGrader. Maybe you'll develop a system where the comments that are specific to the content that's on the file will be located on the actual file. But then if you have something in general to say about the assignment, that would be utilized in your SpeedGrader Canvas comments. Thanks so much for viewing. I hope this has answered your question about Google Assignments in Canvas. And as always, if you still have any remaining questions, please feel free to reach out. Brett Baker, Wendy Stover, we are here to help and answer any of your questions related to technology integration or Canvas. Thanks for watching.